Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the Spiritist magazine program. We are live or on demand, depending on how you watch us. I am broadcasting from the Spirit Society of Richmond in collaboration with Cardiac Radio and the Spiritist magazine. We bring to you another article from one of the issues of the Spiritist magazine. And as we are heading to a new year, although this is also true regardless of what time of the year we are at, because these teachings of the spirits are timeless. We're going to be talking about issue 51. The article for today is titled "The Voice of the Heart in Times of Renewal." How is the voice of your heart in these times where we're challenged, we are invited to a new understanding what it means to be together in society, collaborating and working towards the progress of all while improving our moral and intellectual abilities in the process? How is the voice of your heart right now? So today, as you see on the screen, this is issue 51. If you were to visit the website spiritistmagazine.org, you would find the links to all of the issues available to you free of charge. You can also, if you visit spiritistmagazine.org or your app store, you can download the app for the Spiritist magazine, where you can download any and all of the issues free of charge. You can take it with you, read it anywhere you go. There also, you have a way to contact. There's a contact form on the website, but you can always write to spiritistmagazine@gmail.com. Your questions, your comments, your suggestions go to the editor-in-chief. And then, under the guidance of the good spirits and with the team of volunteers, is a 100% volunteer effort at the Spiritist magazine. You'll be able to, we are able to bring to you this blessed teachings, much needed in times of transition of the planet. So if you were to download the magazine, you would be able to see many different beautiful articles for you and I to study and read together. You can read with your family members and friends as well. And if you were to download issue 51 and scroll down towards the end of the magazine, by the way, if you have children, you can also use the Spiritist magazine as part of the spiritual development of that child and your gospel at home with them, because there's also teachings for them, for all ages, for the young and the not as young as well. This is the article we're going to discuss today. We're going to invite ourselves to see our heart as a place where good feelings and emotions flow out of, and then in interaction with the hearts of others, we improve the collective heart of humanity that ultimately is destined to be one community under the guidance of the largest and biggest and brightest hearts, metaphorically speaking, of all, Christ Jesus, who is at the helm. This article was written by the psychologist Iris Sinoti, and she starts. One second. She will teach us a couple of things about the heart, so you can easily navigate through the different chapters, different articles, make them smaller and bigger. All right. We often wonder what the best choice is for our current as well as already accumulated anxieties. forgetting that always the best way to decide is to follow the voice of the heart, unquote. It's certainly a figure of speech that signals us to follow our will, what we think is best for our lives, what speaks so deeply within that silence us. So, what is your heart telling you today? What kind of emotions are flowing out of your heart? And what kind of anxieties and decisions we are trying to take? She says here, current and accumulated anxieties. What are we anxious about? How much more of our faith we need to infuse into the anxieties? Because being present today is a good way to relieve the anxiety of not knowing what's coming next, because Christ is at the helm, and Jesus wouldn't have received us on the earth if there wasn't a way for us to work through the difficulties that we have today. God, in its infinite wisdom and its infinite divine resources and divine providence, has granted us this life. So, what is the voice of your heart telling you today? Do we have even a minute to leave the lives of the screens, in the screens, or with the screens we live today, in order to take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and try to listen to the voice of our hearts, physically, metaphorically speaking? She says the need to listen to the heart is so real that researcher and stress expert Dr. Childre, founder of the Hearth Math Institute, along with a group of researchers, discovered that the heart sends more information to the brain than the other way around, and has a magnetic field that can be measured at a distance of few meters from the body. So, what is your heart sending out, not only to the brain, but also outside of you? What kind of anxieties, what kind of feelings, what kind of regrets, what kind of emotions that we need to work on forgiveness, that our hearts with this magnetic field is sending and interacting, most importantly, in interacting with the hearts of others. That's why it's important for you to take care of your heart and that person to take care of their heart, so that when the hearts interact, then we can the sum can be positive. Few meters, each meter is about 3 feet. So let's say 2 to 3 meters, 10, easily 9 to 10 feet away. So when you're walking around, there's a magnetic field around your heart that goes that far. That means when someone is approaching you, their magnetic field is coming to you as well. So that's why it's important. Self-knowledge is important. Reflection, meditation, so on and so forth. So he found in his studies, he proved that the heart can both externalize the emotions and be influenced by other people's emotions. And that's why it's important to think about this connectivity, the love society. We are here to learn and grow together, to serve one another. So when my heart is in trouble, when the voice of my heart is sad, is mourning, is depressed, now I'm also influencing the hearts of others. When I irradiate light, then the voice of my heart can also help those who have less of joy and happiness in their heart. So we have this, we externalize what we are feeling, our emotions, and then we are influenced by others' emotions as well. Make it a little bigger. Where did I go? All right, maybe I'll be here. No, that's not it. I want to make sure you can see me and you can see the screen as well. So, what is your heart's voice telling others? How are you influencing other people? In the times of planetary transition, there are a lot of challenges for us in humanity to work on together. So when we enter a room, what is our heart bringing to that room, to our homes, to our workplaces, to the coffee place down the road, to the grocery store? And that's why sometimes we are not even realizing that we are influenced by the negativity of the hearts of others. Because yes, even though we are destined to be a superior spirit, we still have our shadows. We may be out there externalizing sadness, unhappiness, and then influencing those around us as well. Science is trying to show us what should not really surprise us. We know of this. We know the thought is life. We know that we have our vital centers and we can externalize um, pieces of our own selves to others. Since we can feel that something changes in us every time we connect with someone else. So we have to think about we live in society, we don't live separately. Even though we want to think we put ourselves where we are today by our own volition and talent and effort, there are many generations that came before us who brought us the conditions that allowed us to have what we have. We depended ourselves on teachers, relatives, workers putting down roads, workers building cars and buses, people who plow the fields. So you're not alone. When we make choices to be joyful or happy, or to dwell in negativity, or even to not take measures to help public safety and health of one another, you are affecting someone else. It's not just about your choice, it's about how your choice influences others as well. Even if we have physically connected, close contact with someone else, or we empathize with their emotions, with their going through, we she's saying here something changes in you every time you connect with someone else. So what do you do matters. Who you are matters. But what you do also can positively or negatively affect someone else. And that's why we have to be brave and participate in societal life by being together, but also by taking public health measures for the health of everyone, especially the most vulnerable. We need now more than ever to meet with empathetic people as we come in contact with places within us that have never been explored before, where we find voices that often are not heard echoing within our hearts. So, do you hear the voice of your heart, yearning for something? Then you can pray and ask your guardian angel to help you distinguish that voice, so that you can go within, seeking that self-knowledge that the spirits remind us of in question 919 of the Spirit's book. At this moment, when life is looking to renew itself and we need to look within ourselves, science shows that the heart itself has already tried to reveal to us. The heart, has great strength and intelligence, and we can have the answers that help us change attitudes and behavior that we have created over many years and which no longer serve us today. As we go about the planetary transition, we need to shed the layers of selfishness and pride, revenge, and separatedness. We need to see ourselves embedded together in this mesh that is humanity. We are here because of one another's effort. You have so much to give, but you don't know everything because you're not superior spirit yet. So whatever you have to offer, complements what others have to offer. And then we can grow together. We need to look within, and that's why sometimes we notice that collectively we are glued to our screens, to the dopamine hits, to doing, addicted to busyness, where we're doing, and never taking time to stop, rest, and reflect. There's so much that psychologist Iris Sinoti is telling us here today. What do you have to change in your attitude and behavior that we have created, that you have created through many lifetimes, that no longer serves you today, and we need to let it go? The world has changed. We're not going to go back to where we were before, thank God. We're moving forward to seeing one another as part of the whole, when the inequities and needs of others are at the surface. We are able to see that we need to take action. Leave my needs, my mind behind to think about ours. What am I doing for the collective humanity? The world has changed, and our questions are no longer answered by the answers we had before. No questions, no answers. Since that we are once no longer corresponds to the complexity of present life with all its demands. What is left to us is to listen to the heart and understand that love is really the language of all beings. So, what is your heart saying to you today? How can you carry the voice of a heart so that that magnetic field of emotions that goes almost 10 feet away from you can come and bring joy, happiness, cheerfulness to those around you? Where your own self knowledge allows you to identify behaviors and attitudes that no longer serve you, that no longer serve me. So we can move forward with the planetary transition and the planetary growth. So we can stay on the earth, serve Mother Earth that has served us for all these millennia, billions of years of evolution, so that we can grow, help, and serve one another. And you can also go to, let me see if I can put this here. We copy this so I can put it on the description as well. So here we have the Journal of Psychological Studies, issue 72. And Iris Sinoti is a psychologist in Brazil. She and her husband work disseminating the studies of the spirit Joana de Angelis in collaboration with Dimension of the Way through the book Psychographed by Divaldo Franco. Dear friends, download issue 51, go back to the drawing board, find the changes in the attitudes and behaviors that you need in order to be a better you today, how you can serve humanity more and more so that we can be of service to one another. Most importantly, we are here to disseminate the works of Christ. May you stay well. May you stay safe. Remember, visit spiritistmagazine.org. Write to us at spiritistmagazine@gmail.com. Spread the good news of the Christ, and I will see you, God willing, next time with another article from the Spiritist magazine.